Yes, welcome back for those that have been in this chat together with me. And if you've just joined us, you've missed 25 or 30 minutes of this episode. So please make sure that you find time and watch that. But where you found us, we are talking about self-forgiveness. And we are saying that you are the most important person to forgive. You. The best decision that you can make is to forgive you. I know we have talked about forgiving other people for so long. It's also hard to forgive other people because why did they do this to me? Didn't they see it? Were they blind? They just wanted my downfall. They just want, as in we have all those reasons. But you can give all those glossy reasons, but it will never add up to a success, or it will never add up to freedom in your life. So the best thing is to make sure that you wrap them up and say, you know what? I can never redeem that time, but I have to admit this is the end of this chapter. Can I be able to flip to another chapter and create a different, amazing kind of life? Now, that's exactly what happens even when it comes into our own lives. And for so long, I have been mentoring coaches and speakers and people who are building brands. And right now, I mean, I'm in the whole arena of being able to meet business people and CEOs and talk about their businesses, because one thing that I discovered is sometimes and all the times it's never about the funding, because so many of us think that it's about the funding, the lack of funding, and that is why businesses are stuck. But I found that it's so critical that the mindset is aligned to what you want, okay, and that you actually execute. So I discovered three things: lack of activity, lack of execution, and then the mindset, okay? Being able to be in the place to know what to do, when to do it, being consistent and all that. And they could sound, or they may sound like cliche, but let me tell you, there's so many people I have seen being unlocked, and so many people that have gone on to create better businesses thereafter, after knowing exactly what to do and how to execute, instead of just listening and taking in everything that they've had from everywhere else. And so many people in the business arena, we have had to go through the self-forgiving part, where someone says, you know what, I made a bad decision, I brought in a bad partner into my business, and then you know, I didn't give my business time, and all of a sudden it's on the ground like flat. All capital has gone, and now they have to reconstruct that business from scratch. And maybe they trusted a person that they shouldn't have trusted, and so many ways that someone actually told me they went on to bet with their own capital, thinking that they will get money and triple that money. And so that, how do you forgive yourself for a business that have fallen to ground like zero because you went betting with the money because you thought you would be able to triple the money? As in, the person was actually stressed, anxiety, he was hallucinating, and he was speaking to himself. They were nearly taking the person to Botabika. And he had never opened up to anyone, not to his wife, not to the people in his home, that he had gone betting and the money, and he had gone gambling and the money had been taken. And all of a sudden, as we talk about it, he regrets and say, I regret that night. Why? Because there was influence. Someone influenced him to pick money from his bank account, to go to a casino and gamble the whole night. And while it looked like he was having fun and his friend was having fun, kumbe it was a setup. So his money has gone, his business has crashed to zero. The people that were looking at him as the big person, they're all now laughing at him, and now he does not want to appear anywhere. He's hiding in his house. His wife is asking, what's the problem? And he's saying, I don't know. He's like a mad person. Only to know that the first step was actually to forgive himself of what he did, so that now he can begin to reconstruct his mind again. Because I told him that the same mind that began that business, you still have the same brain. You can even be sharper than you were before. But now you have to recollect yourself, forgive yourself, and let go, because it is not helping you, and be able to ask yourself the important question: where do I start from? What do I do? And by the way, this is what happens. In that scenario, we found out that he didn't need to get capital from anywhere, because his suppliers he still had a good name with some of his suppliers, that they could supply him, he sells, and he takes back the money. And let me tell you, the guy, within 1 month, he had built the business that he had built for around 5 years. Within 1 month, he had gotten back to the capital that he had built, let me say, for 2 years. So within 1 month, he had compensated for 2 years. And he was like, he got back to me, and by the way, I am not a pastor, but he gave me a tithe. And he told me that, you know what? In 2 years' time, I had not made the kind of money that I have made, but now I have made it, and I have recollected my capital, and I feel alive again. My wife is happy. My children are happy. But I looked like a zonto and a zombie in my own house because of the failure that I had and the calamity that I had brought. I didn't know whether my children would go to school again. I didn't know whether we could afford rent. I was running away from the landlord. But right now, I'm even thinking about building. Now, his mind had widened, and all of a sudden, why? Self-forgiveness. Okay? So it's possible that you are also a present, absent father. You're present, absent father. You stay in the same home, but your children never see you. Your wife never see you. You are emotionally unavailable to them, and you only get to a certain point of life and say you have missed a huge chunk of your children's life. Like you have missed 10 years of their life, and you can never redeem that back. That whenever you want closeness to them, they don't want to come near you. All they know is our father is a sponsor. He gives us money to go to school, he gives us money to eat, but we don't have a relationship. So we cannot be there and play, we cannot fall on him, we cannot roll in his bed, we cannot call him weird names, we cannot dance with him. And let me tell you, that guilt will outweigh you, because you will see your children laughing with strangers, creating relationship with strangers, calling their teachers their best friends, calling their aunties their best friends, calling their uncles like their dads, and you will not have a place in your children's life. And before you know it, your wife is more comfortable with someone else because someone else listens to her and gives her time, and she's less comfortable around you. So, there's a critical, this reminds me, there is someone who actually told me that when my husband comes back, while he's in the sitting room, I'm in the kitchen. While he comes to the kitchen, I go to the bathroom. While he goes to the bathroom, as in, we are always in zigzag, because I feel like I don't have any conversation. He gives us money, because I told her, okay, so why is this happening? It's like, I am there because he sustains us, he pays for the children, he gives us money, but we don't have any conversation. We are not friends. He does not see me, I don't see him either. And so many men have gotten to a place, and this happens to both men and women. There are also women that feel like I have delegated this motherhood journey to either a house help or someone else, and I feel like I've taken a backseat. And so many women feel guilty so many times, sometimes, by the way, for no good reason. Like they just feel, I have not done enough. Okay? But again, there are those that are rightfully feeling guilty because they have not lifted a single finger. Like there are some mothers who will leave their children locked up in the house to go clubbing. And then sometimes on the part of the mothers, you will be the kind of mother that gave birth so early, or maybe while you're in school. So you're growing while the child is growing, and maybe you were not the best version of yourself while you were bringing up this child, and you feel so guilty and ashamed that you didn't do the things that you were supposed to do in their lives. So you see how different people feel guilty for different things, okay? Or different people feel guilty for different things that they didn't do that they should have done in different seasons of their lives. Come to career. Let's talk about career a little bit. Maybe you made career decisions. Maybe it was to quit a job, but you quit it prematurely. Or you accepted another job, and it could be, so it's about quitting or accepting something. And maybe you left something, a job, that was not so much paying, but it was giving you peace and you were growing. And then you accepted another gig that gave you a lot of money, but again, squandered and squished your dreams. I've seen so many people that regret You know, when someone leaves a place and yes, it's not that much money, but it was good money, and all of a sudden their money has been tripled or quadrupled by another company, only to walk into that company and they are not paid even a single shilling for the first 5 months, and now they choose to just walk away by themselves. And now they don't have a place where they left because maybe they didn't live well, but again, they don't feel like they fit in anywhere. Why? Because they made a decision that was premature. And sometimes you even see the signs that, by the way, this person is just giving me a bait. Because when you look at your industry, you feel like, this person is promising a lot more money than is being paid to anyone in my industry. I know that we have all made those decisions, those wrong decisions. We have taken wrong turns in our lives. It could be about a relationship, that you dated someone, or you married someone, or you committed to someone wrong. It could be about ministry. It could be about, it's about so many. It could be about leadership. It could be about your political career, that you actually made a wrong turn, that you went you went to bed with an enemy. Going to bed with an enemy does not mean literally going to bed, but maybe you allowed, or you had the decisions, agreements with people that you should never had agreements with. How about loans? People have taken loans from money lenders that they had no business taking loans from, and their property has been taken away because the intention of some of the money lenders, not all money lenders, but some of the money lenders, is not actually to loan you money so that you will grow your business, so that you will pay back. No, some of their intention is to actually loan you money so that they can take your property. And sometimes you know it, but you're in a fix and you make a terrible decision, and all of a sudden you start, I don't know whether it has happened to you, but it has happened to me, where I traced my footsteps and I was like, this is where I made a mistake. And I feel so horrible. You feel like, I wish I could go back in time to rectify it. I wish I could change that decision, but it has gone. It has gone. It's some decisions are like words that once you have said them, you can never redeem them. You can never have them back. So now you feel like it's too late. There's nothing, I cannot begin to redeem this. So do you see that we are all, you cannot tell me that, oh, I am a person that is too perfect and I don't have anything that I can hold on to and say that I did bad in this or I did bad in that. Okay? So, and then so many of us feel like sometimes we are too old to quit certain things or to begin certain things. I need you to be able to look into your life because I'm talking to you. So it's possible I might not mention exactly where you are, but believe me, some people have regretted abortions. Some people have regretted beating others. Some people have regretted moving out, maybe you moved out in late night hours and you were not supposed to move out and you felt it was against your intuition, but you kept going anyway and something bad happened to you. And you cannot go back to rectify that. And you live regretting for the rest of your life. Some people have taken lifts and they have been raped. And all of a sudden, you relive that moment all your life. You feel like, you know what, I wish I'd not gone, I'd not taken that, I had not taken that lift. There's a girl that I met some time back. She took a lift from Ginger. Someone came on the stage, and because everyone was going, she had to get into the car. Reaching in Mabira Forest, she was raped. And so she had to collect herself to get back on the road, come to Kampala. She was going to a job. And by the time she was actually referred to me, it had taken 2 months where she did not want to even go to her job. She wanted to lock herself up. She did not want to talk to anyone. And she felt like, I wish I had not entered that car. It was only one word that one sentence. I wish I had not entered that car. I wish I had not entered that car. And I told her, truth is, you cannot undo that. You entered that car, and what happened, happened. And the faster you admit and acknowledge that it happened, that is where the healing journey begins. Because we cannot heal for as long as you're still stuck, and for as long as you're blaming yourself, and for as long as you're guilty and ashamed of the decision that you made. So you realize that it's so many of us. You can't keep revisiting what you cannot revise, what you cannot change. If you keep revisiting it and you cannot change it, you're just killing yourself. If you keep revisiting it and you cannot rectify it. You cannot reverse it. You cannot make better. That means you are only killing yourself. There is nothing good you are actually doing. So that means the journey of self-forgiveness starts with acknowledgement, starts with embracing and knowing that, yes, I am very aware I made that decision. And let me tell you, there are different kinds of people, and I will just touch on this very little. There are different types of people. There are people that do not have the capacity, or they lack the capacity to even contain stress. Now, those are the people that two people will go through the same calamity. One of them will go mad, and another will actually bounce back. And maybe they will be eating the same things, staying in the same place, maybe earning the same kind of money. So there is no external factor that is affecting these people. It's just their internal construct and the ability to be resilient, to withstand stress, and to be able to heal from stress. And you can be able to build that immunity in you. So you realize that when you acknowledge first, the people that heal fast, because now I am one of the people that heal fast. And when I choose to forget, let me tell you, you will seek to remind me and I will not even remember how it feels. Like, that is how bad, that when I choose to forgive and forget. And so many people have told me that, you still work with that person. And I'm like, why wouldn't I work with? And this person said this and this, and they did this and this, and they did this and this. And that person is actually on your team, and that person is actually doing a lot of things with you. And I'm like, yes, and I don't find that funny, because what happened. I heard, I saw, I was hurt, but I left it there because I have a future to create. I have an amazing future to create. And there is no way an amazing future will dwell in a sabotaged or a stirred up or a dirty, a filthy, unforgiving vessel, because I'm the vessel. So now, if I am going to carry any amazing things into the future and be that creator and be like the God, the small God in my own life, and be able to confess positivity and have a positive attitude and dream bigger, big dreams do not dwell in small minds. Big dreams do not dwell in unforgiving minds, because the unforgiveness will take it's like a tumor. It will grow and it will occupy the biggest part of your brain, that every waking hour of your life, you will only be thinking about how bad the world is, how everyone is conspiring against you, how everyone is out there to get you, how. So you will live every waking hour of your life looking over your shoulders, not wanting to relate with people. That is why you see people say, twakowa relationships. Why? They were hurt by one person, and now they have let the lack of forgiveness to consume the biggest part of their lives, and now, bakowa, everyone is bad. Bakowa, every man is a dog. Bakowa, every woman is a gold digger. But let me tell you, there are good women in this world, and there are good men in this world. And those that have learned the art of forgiving and self-forgiving have gone ahead. We have gone ahead to create amazing marriages, to create amazing homes, to create amazing careers. Why? It's not because we have a clean past. No, I do not boast. I do not boast of having. It's not because we have a clean past. It's because we know that we come from bad, we come from shambles, we come from ruins, we come from betrayal, we come from every kind of filth that you will think about. But is that what we want to manifest? No. So now we put a stop intentionally, and we said, we forgive whoever and we forgive ourselves, and now we are marching, going into the good future that God predestined for us, and He prepared a good ending for us, because He knew between and the process is not going to be easy. So admit that yes, what happened was not bad, what you did was not right, what you did to yourself was not right. Now you have to ask yourself, if I keep revisiting, second thing, if I keep revisiting something I cannot rectify, am I changing anything? Even the Bible talks about it, that if you worry, what are you adding onto your life? What are you adding onto your life? That He feeds the bird of the wild, that He dresses the flowers of the wild, that if He can do that to the flowers and the birds, how about you? How about you, the son and the daughter of the living of the living God? Okay, so you're going to waste a lot of energy in the present, beating yourself up for what happened. And I don't want you to waste that energy. I want you to be able to redeem it. And I want you to use the present energy to transform your future. Your present energy is not to be used for the past. Your present energy is supposed to create. Your present energy is supposed to build. Your present energy is supposed to build a better brand. It's supposed to build a better speaker. It's supposed to build a better people helper, a better career, a better home, a better relationship, a better marriage, a better ministry. Your present energy, that is what it's supposed to be channeled to create the things that you want to see. So now we use that energy to wallow and self-pity and shame and guilt and live in the past. That is why you see people your age are bypassing. They are growing so fast. They are running so fast. And you're saying, am I too slow? You're not slow. It's because you are misusing and misplacing your energy. So the third thing is you learn how to allocate your energy. You learn and say, you know what, I'm not going to waste my energy. Deliberately, you have to be very intentional. On the third point, you're intentional that I'm not going to waste my energy on things that do not build me. I'm going to take my energy and channel it into the things that are actually going to build me and are going to make me a better person. So that has to be an intentional choice. You sit down with yourself and you catch yourself in the moment. There are so many times I've caught myself when bad things have happened in my life, whether it has been inflicted by another person or I have done it myself, and now I am regretting. I'm saying, you know what, I should never have done that. Why did I do that? It could be a financial decision. It could be a partnership decision. It could be anything. And so this is what I ask myself whenever I find myself that my mind is dwelling on that thing. I catch myself in the moment and I ask myself, what am I gaining by doing this? And then I channel my mind. And by the way, your mind cannot be channeled freely. This is how your mind is channeled. Your mind is channeled by activity. Your mind is channeled by a pen and a paper or a journal and writing. Whether it means that you write, even Habakkuk talks about it, write your vision down, that whoever sees it will get scared. Now, some of us, I take it literally like writing. Get your paper, get your pen, write, and write the things that you want to see that day. Write the things that you want to see next month. Next year, you will be surprised. There are certain monies I have said in my head, and I said that, you know what, this year I'm going to make this kind of money. And by the time I say it, I don't know where it's going to come from. There is no hope of getting that money. I just know that I'm going to get my usual money. And because I have envisioned it in my head, I have written it down, I have prayed over it, I have actually it has come to pass that money has come. Now I'm very careful about not limiting myself. That is why these days when I dream, for example, I will say that this year $1 billion must come into my pocket. Why? Because if I limit myself, I have seen the capacity of my brain in being able to manifest together with God, being able to manifest the life that I want. So I know that it's possible if I'm only very intentional in actually creating it. And then the other point is, the only remedy to a bad past is creating a better future. The only remedy to a bad past is creating a better future. The best revenge is living your best life, is choosing to live your best life. Whether you're revenging on yourself, you know, you can revenge on yourself. I've done that so many times where I'm like, you know what? That was a bad patch. That was a bad decision. But that was a me that was not informed, that was not grown. And now I am going to show that Hilda that this Hilda is much better with money, is much better with things, is much better with everything. So I'm like, you know what? I can actually do this. I can create an amazing future. The only way to get over what happened yesterday is creating an amazing tomorrow. If you want to get over what happened, create an amazing tomorrow. Create an amazing relationship. Well, and let me tell you, once you live in an amazing relationship, there is no way you're going to remember the ex that disappointed you. Like you will not have any time, because the time that you have is to love on the person that you have, and you're reciprocating the love, and the person is loving on you. How will you be able to dwell in the past? Tell me for a fact. I don't know how you do that, because I don't think I can do that. And I need us to know that it's a decision that we need to make, okay? You cannot move forward while being held by the shame and the guilt. You cannot. Those are shackles. They are holding your foot, your ankle, and you're trying to go. Some of us are dreaming. We are seeing big things. We are seeing big mansions. We are seeing big businesses. We are seeing good relationships and good families, but we are still shackled, okay? And we need to be able to release ourselves from the shackles. You need all your energy, all your intellect, all your mental faculties, everything to throw you in a forward direction. You need all of you to throw yourself forward to create the kind of future that you are very, very interested in, that you really, really love. And the pain in the past shrinks as you go ahead. By the way, a time will come and you will not remember. And this, I've said it so many times, that yes, I know that there was pain. I remember that there was pain. But because of the good future that I have created, I don't remember how it felt. I have ever gone through a heartbreak. But because of an amazing, the amazing marriage, amazing family, amazing relationship I have with myself, with my husband, I don't remember how that pain felt. But I know it was there. Okay, so I want you to get to that. I want you to get to that. And it's very possible to get to that. And there is just a Bible reference that I was reading. I'm not going to give you the Bible reference, but it is about Joseph's son, that is Ephraim and Manasseh. And the name, what it actually means, his name, I think I had it somewhere here, because so many of us think that these things are just normal things that we go through life. But even in the Bible, actually it is in Genesis 41:51. And the name Manasseh, given to him by Joseph, his father, means God has made me forget entirely my troubles. God, like, he has made you forget. I know that so many of us name our names that we think will bring joy, will bring hope, will bring peace. But Joseph named his son Manasseh and said that God has made me forget. That is a point to thank God for, by the way. When you go to the throne room and say, and you're making all those prayers, sometimes just remember to thank God that he has made you forget entirely your troubles. It's not like you have never faced trouble. You have faced so many of them, but he has made you forget all the troubles. When he makes you forget, that means he has given you a chance to rebuild. He has given you a chance to revamp. He has given you a chance to recreate the kind of future that you want to have in your personal life. I hope that today you make that chance, okay? There's a dream you're supposed to push out there. You're supposed to push out the best version of yourself. You're supposed to push out transformation. You're supposed to help so many people, but you cannot help so many people if you're still bound. And today is that day. I hope you can make that choice to forgive yourself, to tell yourself that, Rose, I forgive you. That, Hilda, I forgive you. I forgive you for the bad decisions. I forgive you for the bad choices. I forgive you for the bad friends. I forgive you for letting bad influence ruin your life. I forgive you for, I forgive you. You forgive yourself and say, beginning now, starting now, I am creating a brand new future for myself. One where I serve God with all my life. One where I pursue my dreams and my purpose. One where I am happy, where I am wealthy. One where I am living a good life. And it is very possible, okay? So I love you, and I pray over you that you will be able to master that energy. Forgive yourself, let go, and be able to pursue the life that God has planned for you. Bye-bye.